You think that the dimension that you are in spreads to a very wide area, and the dimensions above it are spreading to much wider areas. In fact, the value existed in those areas is more or less than the value existed in a much smaller area. Therefore, all dimensions are actually in a much more tiny point than the area you are thinking for only one dimension. You need to learn our colloquial language. What I mean by saying this, by sending one vibration, one frequency, actually I am sharing with you very different perspectives of an event simultaneously. And you are receiving and telling as much as the perspective that you are ready now, because you tended to group, separate, and privatize. Normally, we are not using this even in planets with higher vibrations in your dimension. I mean, when you see a person, you can analyze that person only psychologically, only physically, only chemically, only mathematically. And you are using the words, the definitions, only with the area that you are concentrated on. However, when we see a person, when we say something about that person, we can express both psychological, physical, chemical, biological, mathematical, geometrical things simultaneously. The confusion you are experiencing and the thing that causes your evolution to get stuck, that it takes that much long, by evolution I mean earthly ascension, is this. You are keeping separate astrology from astronomy, astronomy from mathematics, mathematics from spirituality, spirituality from geography, geography from chemistry, chemistry from biology, biology from physics. When you will put them together, when there will be boards and councils which all these work together, then you will be able to raise your dimension. This is the reason that spirituality is in so much demand, that group works are in so much high energy, because all the people from different perspectives, from different pasts, from different experiences are present to experience togetherness. And you're coming here and to surrender just like a disciple, to surrender with eyes shut, to leave your own essence outside, to leave your background out is not required. The reason spirituality is being that special is that everybody tried to create a collective consciousness by accepting themselves with their own individualities and revealing with this collective consciousness. This is why those who instantly are present there truly with their hearts are able to experience being one. And this is why when they come together, their life energy really rises and they really can experience major healings. This was also like that for the ones before you. But with sixth civilization, this started to change. Separation and segregation belief began to increase gradually, because they thought they copied the upper dimension. Just as I told you, those who stayed on earth forgot totally, and when those who are like us came down, they thought they are different from them. Some of them tried to be with them, the others went away from them. They considered them as enemies. Some of them thought they were lower than them. After these beliefs, they wanted to copy this situation, because those who moved away from them realized that those who think that they are lower than them began to admire them and submit to them. to surrender and to give their own power to them, instead of taking it in their own hands. Therefore, those who stood away said, if I am superior, if I can convince them that I am different from them, if I can make them feel that I am higher than them, then I can be fed with their powers. And so, in this way, the separation and segregation culture began to spread on Earth. Right now, the heritage of this culture is actualizing. However, because under the name of spirituality, people experience their own afflictions, parodies, and oneness, slowly this consciousness point began to open again and started to be activated on Earth. While on one side there is a society that is separating and segregating, on the other side a group started to form which is uniting, which is bringing together. And if the group that is uniting and bringing together doesn't have any relationship with the group that is separating and segregating, and doesn't try to transform or change them and continue to be uniting and bringing together in itself, the sun will rise again by itself.